Atlanta United Fan TV. Man, does that feel good to win at Yankee Stadium and get an away goal. Eric Remedi, of all people, gets the goal. But I think it's happy days coming back to Atlanta. And, you know, it's 3 points, and, you know, I think we're kind of got a leg up, you know, with the pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, the result, you know, from a pragmatic standpoint is great. Like you said, the goal, the shutout, the away goal, the shutout. But also, from a narrative perspective, you know, from early on in the season, I think, especially after the first Red Bulls result, I saw on Twitter, you know, this team being soft, you know, that. And then, you know, last week I talked about not showing up in big games. I feel like they dispelled several narratives tonight, you know what I mean? That was a physical game. There were 20 fouls in the first half alone. Yeah. You know, both teams were, it's a small playing field. Both teams were pressing each other. Lots of fouls going either way. And Atlanta was getting stuck in from minute one. You know, and I think I saw quotes from Parker saying, like, they had to set the tone physically. And they did that, you know. It's excellent. I mean, everybody. Joseph got stuck in, you know. I mean, he didn't really get a great look at goal today, but he got stuck in defensively when he needed to. And he pretty much saved the goal by sticking his face in Villa's overhead kick, you know, so getting the call. But it was great toughness. Right. Great toughness.
Yeah, and Miggy starting, that was a definite surprise. You know, I'm glad to see him subbed off at the half, hopefully not for injury. I don't think anybody reported that at all. So I think he was huge in the first half for us. He had that goal that was pulled back, but, man, he was pretty much pulling the strings as he always does, you know, as our playmaker.
Pretty much pulling the strings, and then even he was getting stuck in as well. You know, he was, like, wanting to get on the ball, and it just he set the tone, definitely. And you know, we've criticized Tata for his tactics in certain games, but you know, the first half it was interesting how they set up tactically, because, you know, you saw the Runowitz drop at right center back, and then Escobar at right wing back, which we haven't seen a whole lot. And but I think from like the 10th minute on, a couple times early on, and NYC got in behind, but after that, I thought Atlanta had great discipline. You know, just dropping back, keeping the game in front of them, and then taking their chances, and they took the one. Finally, you know, Remedi of all people. But that was really Joseph's strike. I mean, that was a ferocious strike, and then Remedi just taps it in.
Right. Now, it's like, I think we're a little remiss. You know, I think we should have another goal. It should be 2-0 maybe even. But Sean Johnson, man, what a save. Kudos to him, but God damn it.
Yeah, and then there was the one breakaway, too, where, like, Joseph kind of tried to roll it over to Tito. It didn't work out. You know, they could have had a second goal, but then at the same time, New York had a couple misses in front of net, so a little bit of luck either way. I think overall the result was fair. You know, I thought it was a tight match. It was a good competitive playoff match, and Atlanta came out on top because I think they were the tougher team at the end of the day.
Now, coming into the Benz, you know, we definitely are in better prospects than NYCFC. What are your, you know, expectations of next Sunday?
It's a one-goal advantage. It's not a whole lot, you know. And if God forbid, if NYC scores first, then it's even, and then it's like you start from ground one. But I think Atlanta will play it'll be a more natural game for them because it's the playing surface that they're used to. I think we'll see the more natural 3-5-2. And it'll be interesting to see how NYC approaches the game because they don't really need to attack from the kickoff, but at the same time, they're a team that wants to do that. So I think if Atlanta can be the more disciplined, more pragmatic team and take their chances, I think they'll get the result, get the job done next week. Yeah.
Now, was it surprising to you at all that Tata, you know, I think it was his instruction for sure that, you know, we definitely had to bunker a little bit more with Miggy off the field in the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, like, that's something we haven't seen from Atlanta. Maybe something we wanted to see a little bit more. But, yeah, and like you said, going back to Miggy starting, like you would think that Miggy would come on in the second half and they would try to finish the game strong, but he starts Miggy, you know, and then like subs him off at halftime. I agree with you. I think it was more precautionary than anything else. But definitely a more conservative approach in the second half. You really only saw Tito and Joseph up top. And everybody, you know, you saw the three midfielders and then the 5-man back line. And they got the job done. Hats off to the defensive line, man. I mean,
sacrificing everything. Yeah, I mean, Garza was, you know, taking knock after knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and LGP, I think,
I was going to say,
yeah, had a hell of a game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, interception after interception, clearances. And, I mean, they were all, just hoofing it, just getting to the ball first and clearing it. And I think, we talk a lot about shape and tactics, but I think this was more about getting to 50-50 balls. And it felt like Atlanta got to more of those, got to the ball first, cleared it, reset. And that's what you have to do sometimes. Yeah.
And on top of that, I think we won the midfield battle, which is so important in this match, and especially, getting those second balls and second chances. Yeah, I mean, I think, in terms of the confidence, what do you think in terms of going in at the buzz?
Like a result?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say 2-1 Atlanta. Yeah, I just think like New York is because I think in the first half New York showed a little indiscipline. You know what I mean? And Atlanta can be an annoying team to play against. Getting the fouls. And especially getting stuck in like they did today. And I think NYC lost a little bit of patience. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that next week. And NYC has not had the best playoff record. I think they've gone out at this stage just several times. So I'm feeling pretty good, man. I really am. I think this result will do wonders for the team's confidence. So yeah, I'm thinking a win next week. Yeah.
I take it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.